let's touch on the Lizzo thing though, because how often she get up in front of the camera and talking about she's so proud and she's so happy and she puts herself out there, but then when she gets comments back, she starts crying.
She gets mad at it, yeah. Yeah.
No, she cried. She cried, bro. Like basically crying, like people so mean. And okay, so then you ain't that confident then. So that's what I be saying about you're lying. You trying to give people a false sense of I'm so happy, I'm comfortable in my skin, and you're not.
But it's easier to try to change the narrative than it is to fix the problem. It's easier if I want to be muscular like Anthony. It's easier for me to muscle shame and say, "Oh, guys with muscles ain't all that anyway. He probably on steroids." Than it is for me to get my behind in the gym and start working out. Than it is for me to change my diet to what Anthony's diet is. You know, so I think a lot of times they pick the easy route and they change the narrative and turn it into something.
Say this as clearly as I possibly can, because writing it ain't gonna make no sense. I can't tell you how to be a man the same way you can't tell me how to be a woman. I can't tell you how not to be fat the same way you can't tell me.
Okay, but
so saying that she's not allowed to feel that way and still not feel confident, I can feel confident myself. But if someone's an asshole, then it's going to affect me a certain way. So does it hurt her emotionally? Yeah. Does that take away that she's still confident? No.
No, but then that's fake confidence then, Zuli. She can't get on there.
That's not fake confidence.
That is fake
That
confidence.
is taking on criticism that you shouldn't have to take on because of the way you look.
Then don't put yourself out there. Don't put yourself out there.
It's okay for Fat Joe to have been fat, for Big Pun to be fat, for DJ Khaled to be fat, but it ain't okay for Lizzo to be fat.
Khaled lost weight.
No,
Khaled lost weight. Rick Ross lost weight. They doing it.
But this is the thing. Has Lizzo not been working out? Has Lizzo not been eating healthy? But everyone still say the bitch is fat. That's wrong.
No.
Nobody got anything good to say about the fact that she's losing weight. No, everybody got bad shit to say.
No, she's not losing weight, Julie. Let's not do that. We're not going to get on here and cap. We're not going to get on here and cap. We're not going to get on here and cap.
To release where everyone could see it. To let other people know that you can be like this. You can have confidence. But after a while, it weighs heavy on you. Because people don't know.
Listen. But why is she putting herself out there if that's going to bother her? You say one thing publicly, but then probably you're really hurting inside. And then you cry. They're not going to feel sorry. They're going to throw darts at you more. Why put that out there?
So, because she didn't do that for the assholes that threw the darts. She did that for all the other people that get those same darts.
But then she lied to them. She got on there and said, "I'm proud of what I am." So she lied to them. You're doing more harm to them than you are helping.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, because she cried. Those tears.
You're positive about that?
I'm positive about it. 100%.
So, I'm a person that don't fucking come online.
I know.
I just did.
And I'm proud of you for doing that.
So you're going to tell me that someone being vulnerable and speaking their truth didn't help other people?
No, but listen, you're not. This is the thing, Zuli. This is what you can't understand. You're not putting yourself out there for certain things. Like you can't. You already said like I'll be done punch a bitch in the mouth. I can't take this bullshit. Right? That's all I'm saying. Like if you can't handle being in the public eye, everything, especially when you have a business, a career, those darts gonna come if she was skinny. That's what I'm like. If you can't handle that, don't put yourself out there like that. That's all I'm saying. And then lie and say, "Oh, I'm super confident. I'm comfortable in my skin."
But can't you be all?
No, you cannot.
That's the thing. You can't just be one thing.
No, you cannot. You cannot be all, Zuli. Especially not in the public eye like that. And you brought up all these other dudes that were big, and they all lost weight. So you can't keep saying like, "Oh, it's okay for them to be this." They admitted they were fat. They said that.
Think about it. It is socially acceptable for men to be big and women not to be big.
Zuli, you know what I got? You know what my response to that is? Life ain't fair, baby. It just ain't fair.
And I'm fully aware that life ain't fair.
But also, it's not fair for men. Like if we don't make a certain amount or we don't do this, then guess what? We ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of
that's because you ain't shit to the wrong bitch.
Well, that's the same.
You picking the wrong person.
Okay, then you focusing on the wrong comment. then Lizzo is focusing on the wrong comments because there's plenty of dudes that like big girls. Focus on the ones that's telling you you're beautiful.
There are plenty of dudes that like big girls.
So why she focusing on the negative ones?
But those dudes are the same dudes that get dogged out too.
Well, life ain't fair. That's all I can say. Like, I don't know why people want.
I get that life ain't fair, but to talk about someone's weight when you've never been in their shoes is not cool. You can't.
No,
because you don't know what's going on. You don't know that mentality. You don't know that emotional space.
Okay,
you don't know that headspace to then speak on it.
You're right. So
that's what I'm telling you.
But
you don't know the headspace behind it.
Hold on. Why when I talk about myself and I call myself fat, y'all gonna be like, you ain't fat. If I tell you I look down and I can't see my dick, I cannot see my dick.
We had this discussion last night. So for true people that are bigger, it is a trigger because we don't hear you saying you're fat. We hear you saying, oh my God, I'm going to look like you soon. That's what y'all hear.
That's reading way too much into it. That's generalizing. That's reading way too much into it.
You're looking at me like that now.
No, we don't, because I told.
So then it goes there for us. But you can say it, you don't, and you can tell me that, but that doesn't change what my brain thinks because that's what everyone does.
What you think, though, I can't control what you think. Like I told Trey before,
you can't control what I think.
I told myself,
at the same token, this is why I'm telling y'all.
Hold on, we can't talk over each other. Hold on.
You can't control what I think, so you can't tell me how to think.
And we're not.
We're not.
You have every right to feel how you feel.
To then discuss how being fat is, because you are not.
You can't tell me when I felt fat. You can't tell me if I feel fat. See what I'm saying? You telling me how I should feel. See, that's what we talking about. That's the junk y'all be doing. It's okay for big people to shame skinny people all day long. But now if we come out and do it the other way, it's a problem. This is the thing.
I'm not shaming a skinny person for being skinny. I have friends that we hang out. I gain weight from the food she eats. Because her metabolism is so quick. And she wishes she could gain the weight. And then I have friends who eat like garbage. And then I have people who are surprised I don't eat garbage. They're like, what?
Anthony,
you eat healthy?
Anthony, go ahead. What was you about to say?
So my own thing, like, because even I told Trey before, I told myself, like, man, I was fat. Like, because now I look at photos what I was before and now. I look at myself like, yo, I was fat. Not the fact that I'm saying, hey, I look like this guy, I look like that guy, or I'm going to become that person. No, for my standard and what I see myself is, that is what is just for me and everything. So everybody's different. All because, like, if somebody says, like, hey, so-and-so, I'm fat. Like, Trey said he was fat. Me personally, I didn't think Trey was fat because guess what? Trey, you weigh what, 70-something pounds? I haven't weighed 170 pounds.
I was 190 at one point. I got to 180.
I finally got under 200 pounds for the first time in over almost 20 years. So for me, like for Trey, he's like, yeah, I was fat, but like his standard's totally different than mine because I've been over 200 pounds majority of my life. He's never been that high. So to him, yeah, he is fat. And everything. So, like,
can I ask you something? How come the negative comments get such a reaction from people? Why can't they focus on the positive comments? Like Lizzo had 1,000 positive comments, but she chose to focus on the negative ones.
Because who's to say you don't know what other comments were made? That's what I'm saying. We don't know what other comments are made.
I was looking at them. I went to the page and looked at them.
You can't see all of them. Sometimes they get deleted. Sometimes people set it up where you can't see their other stuff.
So you're changing the narrative. Why can't we focus on the positive, though? We're so quick to respond to the negative, and then all the positive stuff people said about her. She didn't even say, well, thank you for all the positive ones. All she did was go in and say, y'all so mean, y'all so hurtful. Yeah, they want to get that reaction because they want you to ignore it.
On Kenny's point, the reason why that's something that we can talk about is because we do put ourselves out there. We do with the clothing line, with our podcast. There's so many things we put ourselves out there. Go to our YouTube. We ain't got a positive comment yet.
Yes.
Every comment we've got on YouTube
not yet
has been negative.
Now, what if we let that affect us?
Talking about,
yes.
Look at these trash dudes. But it's like, you know what? I understand what me and Kenny always say. The negative gonna come before the positive. Like that means they watching. You know what I mean? So
now, what if we chose? What if we
at,
chose to quit? What if we chose to quit because we getting all this negativity? That's what I'm saying to Lizzo. I'm like, Lizzo, you will have an amazing career, but she marketed herself as, I'm comfortable in my own skin. This is what she was telling girls. I'm comfortable with this. You could bring it all, bring it all, bring it all. I'm here like that, and then you get on there and you crying. So I'm like, that lets me know like you're hurting. So it's like, let's get to the problem. Like, what's the real then? Tell me the real, because now you put it out there, so you've been faking the funk. That's all. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're not comfortable and you cannot take it on the chin, don't put yourself out there. It ain't for you. You ain't built for this. That's what I'm saying.
I just be honest with it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Be like, look, I don't. For instance, when I did get a little bit bigger, I didn't like how I looked. So, like, I wasn't going – I could have went two ways. I could have went the way of, you know what, no, I do like it. Dad bothering and went that way. I could have went the other way of, like, you know what, I don't like it. So let me do what I got to do. And like I said, it's different between reasons and excuses. You know, if somebody has reasons, like there's health issues why some people struggle losing weight. That's a reason. That's not an excuse. You know what I mean? But if it's I don't have time, okay, well then that's an excuse. You know what I'm saying? And then that's something you have to internalize within and say, okay, this is something that I'm willing to put the time and effort into. Or you know,
Monique's technically the first big woman that put herself out like that in the public eye, and she took.
And
she lost weight and everything.
And then also tell a story about Adele. Y'all remember Adele? Adele was when she lost weight, and then they attacked her for losing weight.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like you can't have everybody can't. They did attack Adele. Go look it up.
They did to the point where she made a joke about it and said, "I came across the pond and it cost too much, so I only brought half of me."
Yeah, like so. Like
she did make a joke about it to go ahead and let it out. Hey, this is what we do.
So it's like, what are we doing here? Like, where's the balance? So they mad at her for changing how she felt about herself. She didn't want to be like that, and they attacked her. So it's like, we're trying to find a balance. They confusing us out here. You're like, you want her to be happy or you don't? It's like, now she looks at other people's like, oh, you turned on us. We wanted you to stay our side. Like, that's basically what I was getting.
So for me, like, Adele losing weight only shows it's possible.
Right.
See, so you look at the positive. You look at the
Lizzo
positive.
Eating healthy, working out shows it's possible. Shows it can be done.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Which it can. It can.
Do I personally agree with some of Lizzo's wardrobe choices? No.
So we agree
she
that
can do it all if she want to do it.
If she wants to do it, and that's
but I also don't agree with other women's wardrobe choices as well.
And that's a fact. And
but I'm not hating on the page because
to get back to focusing on the positive, Zuli, I'm so proud of you for getting on this camera.
Getting on here. I know how hard this was.
You've been fighting it. And I knew when she get on here, it's going to be a fire episode.
Because y'all knew, Kenny knew exactly what to fucking say for me to be like, you know what, fuck this, I'm done. I'm not typing no more. Like, I'm done. I'm not typing no more. I knew from the moment he started in with the other shit, I was like, fuck, I'm going to have to come on. Because he ain't going to let me stay typing.
Uncomfortable before you get comfortable. You got to think.